So, you got cheated on. It sucks. Your flappers are probably gasted. And you're probably having a lot of questions. Your mind is probably racing 100 miles per hour. You're probably thinking the craziest stuff. You might even be thinking about revenge. But if you watch the Heartbreak Hotel video and how to check out, this would be your part two. You might not be able to check out just yet. I want to first take a moment to discuss cheating because it is one of the highest forms of deception, I would say, and it's becoming more normalized in today's date. And that's something that's extremely scary, and a lot of people have gone through it. Now, I guess that's why you could maybe say a lot of us have trust issues. I've dealt with my fair share of cheaters, and with me, I'm a one strike girl. That is a huge that is a deal breaker for me. Cheating is a deal breaker for me. And I have friends, I have clients who I'm going to call it delusion because I don't think that anybody who cheats on you deserves you, because cheating is a deep, 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 deep wound. It's such a deep emotional, mental, and could even be physical. Cheating could kill you. Staying involved with a cheater could kill you. I want you to ask yourself this one question: is this what I want for myself? If I was talking to my future daughter and this had happened to my future daughter, or my current daughter, if you have a daughter already, would I want this for her life? Would I be safe leaving her with this person in her life? There may be a day where you're not there to protect her. Would you feel comfortable leaving Earth with her in the arms of that person? If you can confidently say yes, then exit the video. This video is not for you. I'm not here. I am not the friend. I have prayed for friends who will not feed into my delusion. I am not the friend who will feed into your delusion. So I'm sorry, but if you're looking for that, it's not here. If you can proudly say, I love when he lies to me. I love even more when he manipulates me and I'm gaining or losing weight in excess. I love the fact that he took my time and threw it in the garbage. Life. He just threw a part of your life in the garbage. That makes me feel so good. If you can say those things and you're at that level of delusion, have at it. I don't have much for you. I'm going to be so honest, and I'm not going to apologize. I wanted to root this entire video on authenticity. I have dealt with my fair share of cheaters, and they get one strike with me. That's a deal breaker for me, and I don't deal with it. So we're going to talk about some of the psychological, emotional, mental healing things that you can do when it comes to dealing with someone who cheated on you or having been cheated. Maybe you're not dealing with them anymore and you've cut them off. Step one. Yes. Go girl. That's step one. Maybe you're not dealing with them anymore, but you are going to need to heal. So I just want to break a couple things down. And if you're not Delulu, you're still here. So thank you. I'm about to say something that's very uncomfortable. In my last relationship, that's how it ended, was cheating. And I prayed to God about it. I had literally planned my whole life with this person, and they completely betrayed my trust. And I prayed about it, and the answer that God gave me was that cheating is spiritual. I was trying to figure out, why do I feel like this? Why am I feeling so out of myself? If you're involved with someone, especially physically, soul ties are very real. While they're with you, they could go ahead and soul tie with someone else. It could even be the slightest thing. A touch, a kiss, a heart-to-heart conversation. All of that is cheating. If you can't have conversations with people and do certain things with if you can't send that text message with your partner's eyes glued to your phone, that is cheating. Anything that you're hiding, scheming. Listen, we know what cheating is. We're not even going to go through that, but that's what it is. You didn't consent to being involved with that person, and now you are, right? People die from cheating. Cheating is so insanely serious. You I can't even tell you how many times, like, when I was in the new age, I would meet somebody and they would tell me about like some spell that they put down on someone, and now the girl has like a broken leg or something crazy. I shouldn't be laughing, but it's true. When a person cheats, you don't even they like okay, let's say man to woman. We're girls here, okay? We're in the sisterhood. If a man cheats on you, the woman that he cheats with, what happens if she's a witch? Maybe you're not even on your walk with God like that yet, and you don't even have the spiritual protection. What if she's a witch and you're under fire? That's going to be warfare on 100. And that's the thing, is guys don't factor in, and girls don't factor in that part of cheating. People don't think about this. It's very easy to not think about the spiritual implications and effects of cheating because it's not seen to the eye, right? And that's something that a lot of us have to stop. Like, you don't have to see something to believe. Like, do you need to walk in on him like balls deep in someone to like be like, oh my God, he's cheating? No, follow your intuition, because 9 times out of 10, listen, God gifted women with intuition. Men have it too, but not like us. If you're feeling like your man is doing something on you, that's your sign right there. You might just be crazy, and maybe you got some things that you need to work through and, become more secure. But more times, that's the situation. And that's what God told me. And I was like, oh man, I was not ready for that message. So the spiritual implications of cheating are very real. Soul ties are very real. And a lot of the times they're lifelong. So you just got to be careful with it, really. Cheating does something to trust, and it affects your ability to believe what other people tell you. And in extreme cases, if you're not close to God, it might just be that monkey wrench in your relationship with him where you disconnect from a lot of your beliefs, and you're like, wow, like, if God loved me, like, would this really happen? I've had all those thoughts before. Me and God, we're locked in now, but I'd be a liar if I didn't say I haven't had situations that tested my faith and even broke my faith, where I'm like, wow, like, I'm not some evil person. Like, why am I going through this? And in reality, there might be different reasons. It's not your person, and God is trying to show you, hey, I have your person right here. And when you get this sorted out for you, we're ready. I'm ready to send him in. He's ready. He's getting himself ready for you. But you're over here rolling around like a pig in mud, digging through garbage. So I think a lot of it is definitely spiritual. And I think a lot of it is just, once again, just a compatibility issue. It's nothing wrong with you. There is something wrong with them, because I've had relationships. I've never cheated a day in my life. That's why they always come back. But I've never cheated a day in my life. I've always been loyal. I've never had issues with infidelity. If I agree to something, you got to be a person of your word. If you ask someone for monogamy and you guys are in an exclusive relationship, if someone breaks that and you still want monogamy, that's not the person for you. Simple. Some of the psychological effects can really be feeling like a victim. So you might have some shame and like guilt associated with the cheating, even though you're the victim and you're like, but I got cheated on. Like, why do I feel responsible? Could I have done something wrong? Did she have better hair, or did she have a better body than me? Did she look better? Did she not look better? None of that matters, because and I'm saying that because I'm a girl. I already know how it goes. Your homegirl's probably on her page right now like, bro, what the hell? What the F is going on here? No. Let's not do that, because if you tear down another woman, you're gonna be it's hurtful. Whenever you bully someone, you're hurting. You're gonna hurt by doing that. So you don't want to take it there. Cheating is not something to do with you. You might have a trait of being loving and being forgiving, which is why cheaters choose you. You may have seen a relationship that was modeled in cheating, and you're like, oh, so maybe men just cheat on women and like that's just life. No, wrong. Um, but the truth is, it's something to do with them. They have the problem with commitment. They have the problem with honesty. If someone wants to cheat, they're going to cheat. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. It literally has nothing to do with you. So that is a fact. It has nothing to do with you. There's nothing you could have done. There's nothing you could have prevented it. If they wanted to cheat, they could have they're going to go cheat. People have free will. You can't control people. So don't there's no need for you to feel any shame or guilt or could I have done anything differently. It happened. So you pick up your life. You take your quiet L. That's what I call it. You take your quiet L. And maybe you were loyal for this person. And it's never really a L, honestly, because God will teach you. And God will teach them too. You ever see God get revenge? Yo, you don't want to be near that when it hits. So just keep it cool. You're good. You might also feel some cognitive dissonance. So you're going to be really conflicted, like, but they were home every night and they were nice and they spent X amount of money on me and they just took me out and we just went on that vacation. Like, how could they cheat? Why would they cheat? So you might know them to be this honest person that they presented, but then now you know that they have cheated. You're like, what is going on? And it's okay for two things to be true. They could have been loyal and honest in the beginning, and they could have cheated and they're dishonest now. Still the same person. So you gotta block them. Block them. Block them. Block them. And start your healing journey, because that's gonna it's so conflicting, cheating. People don't think about the mental and emotional effects of it. And it's really just exhausting. Like, some people never date again for how like badly they were lied to and cheated on and manipulated. So two things can be true. Maybe at one point they did, show you all of the things that in a partner that you wanted, and now they're showing you like the total opposite. You are going to feel conflicted, and a part of you is going to want that person back, that first loyal dedicated person, but they're not there anymore. And it's important that you salvage what's left of your life and your health and your confidence and your self-worth. Really pick it up and go. There's nothing more powerful than a woman walking away. Nothing. If you can say, you know what, I really wanted this and I really want kids and I really want XYZ, but I don't want it like this and I don't want a cheater. If you can get up and leave quietly, we always leave quietly. Women's safety is over everything. If you can get up and leave, and a lot of guys will be like, she's not going anywhere. Call the U-Haul. Call the U-Haul, because what? No. No. The next part that you're probably going to have to work through, having been a victim of cheating, is obsession. You're going to get a little bit obsessed. Hopefully you're not there yet, but sometimes we tend to get obsessed or ruminate over the relationship and the details of it and having to know everything and then overthinking everything, and you're scrolling and you're checking dates and times and this and that, and you're clarifying with them and you're like, wait, when you said this, that I can't even explain to you how much of a waste of energy it is. Just being a little bit vulnerable here, in my younger years, I went through that. And by the time that I got the full details, I was sick. I was disgusted. I was like, you know what? When people say you can't handle the truth, yeah. In hindsight, I'm glad that I got it. I'm glad that I got it, but the cost I'm cribbing and crazy. I'm sorry. But the cost of it was not worth it. I was like, yeah, I could have went my whole life without knowing that detail. So sometimes you dig and dig and dig and you're not going to find gold. 9 times out of 10, by the time you get all the answers to the questions that you have, it is going to make you physically sick. So I would say if you got your confirmation, and that's another thing, like, I guess I'm set different. If God tells me that something's happening, I'm like, all right, I gotta be done with it. I gotta be done with it. I'm personally not really gonna wait for confirmation. 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get it, or you're gonna get a half truth. They're not gonna tell you the truth about all the details, anyways. And people are gonna lie. They're gonna try and spare you. So, getting in that like obsessive phase of it all, like, it's better to just leave them where they had you messed up at. Don't even go and look into the details, because you're gonna make yourself sick, and you're just gonna be like, how could somebody do that? Especially there are two types of people in my mind. I don't know how true this is. I don't know the research. In my mind, there are people who cheat and people who are sick at the idea of cheating. I'm the latter. I've never cheated. I can't do it. My person would know within the hour. I'd be like, oh my God, I did something bad. I'm sorry. I would confess within the hour. That's me. I don't have the capacity. I would rather leave the whole relationship, throw it all away. I don't have the capacity to cheat. And then there's some people who could cheat like it's drinking water. Like they need it. They need it. They're going to like, something bad doesn't happen if they do it. That's how I feel about cheating. And then there's people who kind of fall in between, and they're just like, oh, it didn't intend to happen. But a lot of the times when it comes to cheating, there's a lot of things and events and behaviors that could have stopped it. And it happened and it continued. So hold on to that. It happened. You don't have the same relationship that you had before. And you can choose to either stay or go. You know my answer. You might become isolated. You might need to grieve it in a different way. Grieving looks different to everybody. But it is important to grieve the loss of the relationship. And also, you kind of have to, this part really is painful to have come out of my mouth, but you have to grieve your thoughts about trust. You have to grieve almost like the loss of trust, if that makes sense. You have to grieve that. Isolation and withdrawal, if you're going to do it, you have to have a plan. So, for example, while it's been a while since my last breakup, I would say that God has had me for a very long time in a period of like refinement and just growing me as a woman. Like, he's showing me different parts of myself that I've like never seen before, different parts of myself to explore, different experiences that he's had waiting for me. And I was just caught up in foolishness to even notice that like God was literally creating like this beautiful flower golden road for me to walk on. And yes, every path in life is going to have its hurdles, but if you're going to withdraw, you have to have a plan for your withdrawal. You don't want to just like withdraw and like disconnect. As humans, we need to be connected. We need to love. We need to be social. It's in our human nature. We're always going to want to go back to that. And fellowship is important. All of those things are important. The last thing you want is to become so guarded and jaded that it completely ruins it for the next person. Like, you might meet a eligible partner and you can't even see that they're eligible because you're so hurt and like jaded and guarded that you can't see that there's somebody actually trying to love you. So, and honestly, I'm going through that right now where I'm kind of just like, I look at when men try and talk to me and I'm like, what do you want? Like, I shouldn't laugh. But the truth is, like, I'm like, what's going on here? My life is going pretty good and peaceful right now. Have you come to disturb it? Have you come to take me for idiot? Is that what you're looking for? Because I don't have it. We're out of stock, okay? We're out of stock. We don't have foolishness to give away right now, okay? Try someone else. Moving on, I want to talk about some of the physical effects. So, stress can kill. Yeah, take a moment. I know it's very uncomfortable, but stress can kill, and stress can manifest as insomnia, headaches, stomach problems, and so many other things. Fatigue, even a weakened immune system, weight gain, weight loss, change in appetite. There's so many things that can be affected by the ending of a relationship as a whole, but cheating adds another layer that you're going to have to break through in terms of healing. The impact of being cheated on will affect you, and it varies from person to person. Maybe you thought this was the love of your life. Maybe you thought that this was your husband to be, and it didn't work out. I am here to let you know, best friend, I'm going to hold your hand while I tell you this. You can heal. You can heal through it. You can find self-love again. You can connect back to God. You have time now to do all of those things, right? Spiritual growth, emotional growth, mental growth, going to therapy if you need help, right? Sometimes our friends are not equipped to help us to the degree that we need it in, right? And sometimes God is protecting you from sharing your goals and dreams and visions and even heartbreaks with other people. Sometimes you need to go to a professional, give it to God, and pray and spend time with God, get in your word. There's so many other things that you could do in this time, and I hope that you can find yourself back to you and back to God, right where you should be. I love you. Thank you so much for staying. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm not sure what it's going to be about yet. I'm starting school. So I'm going to try and still keep it up like every Sunday, once a week, try and do some posts and just find things for us to talk about. If you have any suggestions, please list them in the comments. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. I love you. Goodbye.